switch you.
Next party, right there behind that green one.
Alright, get the closing. I'm going to turn off your hands, arms, feet, and legs. There's the closing. You are over here. Thank you.
Here we go.
Alright, everybody, here we go. Oh, welcome to Kilimanjaro Safaris. My name is Katie. I'll be your safari guide today. If you look above your heads, you'll see a safari spotting guide to help you identify some of the animals out there on the reserve. As a quick reminder for your safety, please remain seated and keep your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside of the truck at all times. So make sure that keep the face covering on for the entire safari. Now that we have that out of the way, this is a great time to get those cameras out and ready to go. We won't be able to stop for every animal out here, but I'll try to stop for as many as we can. Our first stop on this journey is the Little Aturi Forest. Animals out here rely on their camouflage to hide from their predators. That looks like we'll have some really great luck up ahead. On our left, actually if you take a really quick look on the right, you're going to see a couple of okapis behind that bamboo. You'll see the stripes on their legs, kind of looks like a zebra. They're actually the closest known relative to the giraffe. They have the same prehensile tongue, which means it kind of acts like a finger. They can grab their food with their tongue. On this side of the water, there's a greater kudu. They're the second tallest antelope, standing 55 inches tall at his shoulder. Only male greater kudu have horns, but those are females. Now on our left, those are bongos. They're often known as the ghost of the forest. You very rarely see them. Both male and female bongos have horns, and they're pointed backwards to help them move through the underbrush without getting tangled up. And you get a little bit better look at those okapi from this angle. All those stripes on their legs help them blend into their surroundings, and they were blending in so well they weren't discovered by Western civilization until 1901. Before that, they were considered a myth. Oh, there's a rhino back there in the left. It's actually two of them. There's one right around the corner. There's a little closer to us. These are black rhinos. They weigh 3,000 pounds. There are less than 5,000 black rhinos left in the world. They get poached for their horns. Some people believe there's medicinal quality to their horns, but research has proven this to be completely false. It's actually made of keratin, same thing that makes up your hair and fingernails. No reason to be poached at all. A saddle-billed stork back there on the left. They can grow 5 feet tall and have a 9-foot wingspan. Instead of vocalizing, they'll rattle their bills to communicate. That's pretty awesome. Alright, let's head over to the Zombie River, see if we can find some hippos. Might be a little bit tricky to find hippos. They spend most of their day underwater to keep themselves cool. They can hold their breath for 8 minutes at a time. Keep a lookout for eyes and ears above the water. It's going to be the easiest way to find them. There's a couple of hippos down there on the right. All the way underneath the water, so it's a little bit hard to see. They are one of the most dangerous animals, but they are herbivores. They don't eat meat. They're just extremely territorial. Let's take a look around the corner. Maybe we can find some hippos that are easier to see. There's a bunch of them on the left. A large group of hippos is called epaulot. That's epaulot hippos. They walk or run on the bottom of the water. They can swim, they're just more often seen walking or running. You also see those grayish-white birds. Those are pink-backed pelicans. During the mating season, they get pink coloration to the skin on their back. And their wingspan is 7 to 9 feet. on the left. It can grow 16 to 20 feet long. You can also weigh 500 pounds. Sometimes you can feed them with their mouths open to actually help cool them down. It's how they release the hot air from their body. Alright, let's head over to the savannah. You're going to see a bit of a difference in the vegetation. It's going to be a lot more open, a lot less trees. The animals over here rely on their speed and agility to evade their predators, so it might be a little bit easier to find them. Speaking of vegetation, coming up on the right, you're going to see a baobab tree. It's also known as an upside-down tree. It gets that name because the branches kind of look like roots coming out of the ground. To conserve water, it'll spend 9 months out of the year leafless. It stores all of the excess water inside this trunk. During a dry season, some of the animals like elephants and rhinos can pierce the trunk to get the water out. That's why it goes by another name, the tree of life. Looks like there are a couple of springbuck. They'll be nice and close to us up here on the right. Springbuck jump 6 feet in the air. They can also leap 13 feet. It's really cool because they're only 3 feet tall. They're one of the fastest antelope. They can run 60 miles an hour. They do this thing called pronking when they're scared or excited. They run really fast across the savannah and start hopping. It's pretty awesome. Of African wild dogs on the left, kind of a hydra on your left. Also known as painted dogs because of the splotchy pattern on their coat.
One of my favorites.
Each dog has a unique pattern to those spots till they tell each other apart. They have a really great track record when it comes to hunting. They can pursue their prey until it drops from exhaustion. They don't really bark, they kind of make a squeaking sound. It's pretty interesting. Looking back here on the left, we're going to see a couple of sable antelope laying down. The most dominant male will have the darkest coat. While there's a male leader, the female leader makes most of the decisions. A little bit further up, you're going to see a couple of Ankoli cattle. Their horns look like they could be really heavy. They're not completely solid though. They have a honeycomb-like structure inside. They also have blood vessels flowing through, so it keeps them a little bit cooler during the day. Each one of their horns are 3 to 4 feet long. They're also called Watusi cattle, after the tribe that first domesticated them. It was the Watusi tribe. We are passing these reddish-brown mounds. These are termite mounds. They're mostly made up of dirt, saliva, and dung. Hoping in the sun they can be as hard as concrete. Some of the bigger animals rub against them or wear them down and upset the smaller animals to use them as a curtain. Like to tall grass and see if they're frustrated after them. Let's get a closer look. I did see them. Some perfect mountain zebras hanging out.
I see a zebra.
The giraffes hanging out as well. Plus a herd of wildebeest up on top of that hill. Wildebeest will lay down facing out. They'll be able to look in every direction. Make sure there are no predators after them. They will start walking 15 minutes after they're born. You can start running 30 minutes after they're born. Like I said, those are Hartman's mountain zebras. They are black with white stripes. You can tell by looking at their nose. Each one of their stripes are unique. Kind of like a fingerprint. Look at that tongue on that giraffe. That's awesome. Well, those are Maasai giraffes. You can tell by looking at their spots. Kind of a jagged edge to their spots. When they're large groups, they're called a tower. That is a tower of giraffes. Fully grown, they stand 16 to 20 feet tall. When they're first born, they are 6 feet tall, making them the tallest animal. They only have 7 neck bones, which is a lot larger than normal neck bones. Their tongue is 18 inches long, just like the okapi we saw before. It is a prehensile tongue. They can run 30 miles an hour over a short distance. Over a longer distance, they can run 10 miles an hour. And they only rest for 30 minutes a day. Usually rest standing up or kneeling down, very rarely go all the way down to the ground. Makes them too vulnerable.
I had to clean the camera real quick.
Alright, we're going to take a look over here at Monkey Boy to see what else he looks like. You can see an elephant up ahead. Take a quick look up here on the left, you're going to see a couple of mandrills. They're normally shy animals, so we don't really get to see them that often. They have really long canines, and when they bury them by another mandrill, it's a friendly gesture. They're the largest species of monkey. A fully grown male can weigh about 100 pounds. Where's that baby mandrill? I don't know if you guys can see him or not. Hanging on to mom. Find that elephant again. So the bull elephant or male elephant are solitary animals. Once they reach a certain age, they separate from the rest of the herd. Live alone like he is. They have a prehensile nose, so they can grab their food with their nose. They're led by the oldest and usually largest female of the herd, called the matriarch. She knows where all the waterfalls are, all the places to get food, all the places to avoid the predators. And she'll pass all of that knowledge on to the matriarch. Down here, scrape up the grains. Their tusks and they'll eat it self-made diet. There's a lot of important minerals that they need. I'll say there's some fresh tusk marks in their place. One might be a muck. Around us here, so we need to help. There's a pretty cool story about elephants. They're getting into farmers' crops and they're trampling their crops. And researchers found out that elephants avoid bees. Now farmers should set up beehives around their farms. It's a safe way to keep the elephants away from their crops. It's also keep them a safe distance from human population. Of course, those farmers can sell the honey for a little bit of extra money. It's a win-win for everyone. We found some greater flamingos up ahead. A group of flamingos is called a flamboyant. With a flamboyance of flamingos. The flamingos are the largest species of flamingo. They're also the least pink.
You might also find a hidden Mickey on that island.
Found in brine shrimp and other foods in their diet.
That island's also a hidden Mickey.
cracks in the road up there. I can see that mud pits up here on the left. Rhinos like to roll around in mud to keep themselves a little bit cooler during the day. It also acts as natural buffer repellent and sunscreen. And why they're hanging out over here. There's quite a few of them walking away back there. Catch up to them around the corner. This looks like some white rhinos. They weigh 4,000 to 5,000 pounds. Cheetahs are the fastest land animal. They run 60 to 70 miles an hour. Use their tail as sort of a rudder to change direction while they're running. You can see them from here. There's two black stripes on the side of their nose. This helps keep the sunlight out, right? It comes in really handy because unlike a lot of large cats, cheetahs hunt during the day instead of night. Oh, there's a lion over here as well. Over there, clear a view of them. They'll rest for 16 to 20 hours a day. They save all of their energy when they go hunting. One of the only big cats in a foreign prize and hunt cooperatively. Females will do the majority of the hunting.
Simba also means lion in Swahili.
Their roar can be heard 5 miles away. They usually want to keep track of each other. Also, if you got up to those rhinos up here, there's also an ostrich going over here. They're the largest bird, but they can't fly. They just use their wings to help guide them while they're running.
That is one lazy lion.
Found some burrows on the left. Looks like they're warthog burrows. They're laying down back there next to the rock. Quite that second log. Sometimes warthogs use the burrows of other animals instead of making their own. When they do make their own, they use their tusks and their snouts to dig it out.
Found a warthog.
We have 2 sets of tusks at the top of their digging. The bottom are for defense. Get another great look at these rhinos up here. Rhinos can run 35 miles an hour when they're not in groups. They are called a crash. Right next to the road up here, that's a bottleneck laying down. They were once poached nearly to extinction due to purplish color to their coats. Luckily, a few farmers noticed their dwindling numbers, and they've built a fence around their remaining few to save the species from extinction. Some ostrich eggs in the grass as well. They weigh 3 pounds each. They're incredibly sturdy. You can stand on them, they wouldn't even crack. found a way to improve this environment. While they're making those improvements, we might not be seeing any animals over here. It does look like we're coming to the end of our journey here on the reserve. I think it's to see a lot of cool animals out there. One of the biggest problems facing these animals is habitat loss. It's a really easy way for you to help out. You can actually donate to the Disney Conservation Fund. Just go to any of the merchandise stations and Animal Kingdom. It could be as easy as rounding up to your next dollar. 100% of the proceeds goes towards protecting animals like you've just seen out there in the wild. And Disney will match your donation dollar for dollar. Another really easy way for you to help out is to recycle as much as you can. Bring your own bags to the grocery store and get a usable water bottle, especially recycling old electronics like cell phones and laptops. In the mineral salt, colton, and simple batteries, and colton is mined in a lot of environments and animals you just saw. So if you recycle those old electronics, we can reduce the need for colton and hopefully help protect those animals.
We're also about to reach the unloading area, so I'm about ready to stop my video here. So, hope you guys enjoy. Be sure to like and subscribe for more.